and ask ourselves different questions. And among the various questions that the human family has afforded to answer, I have only seen one question that the human race has failed to answer. And the human race is still grappling with it. This question is the reason as to why we are having gangs in our countries, in our cities. This question is the reason as to why we're having the rich and the poor. This question is the reason as to why there is economic exploitation taking place in your country. This question is the reason as to why young people sacrifice principles either out of pleasure or convenience. This question is the reason as to why the Christian prays each and every day, night, morning, but not having answers to his prayers. This question is the reason as to why we are having frustration deep in our souls. This question is the reason as to why there is frustration longing within each and every human being. This question is the reason as to why doctors ironically teach certain things. This question is the reason as to why this question is the reason as to why doctors teach certain things and they ironically do other things. This question is the reason as to why we are having people, a father could lay on his own daughter for sex. This question is the reason as to why we are having something we are asking ourselves. This question is the reason as to why you went to school to pursue a certain degree. But what is the answer to this question? And what is this question? This question is nothing other than why were I born? Most of us on this planet ask ourselves, why was I born? And I believe that each and everything that God created on this planet has a reason as to why it was created, as to why it came on the face of the earth. This question urges us to look and understand our purpose as to why we exist. The maggots that you see in the toilets also have a purpose as to why they exist. The flies that fly in the air also have a purpose as to why they exist. The fish in the water also have a purpose as to why they exist. The animals, the birds, each and everything has a purpose as to why it exists. The plant, the sun has a purpose as to why it exists. Insects have a purpose as to why they exist. Matter of fact, I have come to understand that even flowers also have a purpose as to why they exist. They are not merely created for beauty, but they are created for a certain reason. And I have again come to understand that certain insects can only be attracted by certain colors. So there are certain colors that were designed to attract certain insects so that they can allow pollination to take place, so that there can be continuity of that species to the next generations. If a flower that is here today and is flown and tomorrow it wilts has a purpose for its existence, then what about a human being that has intelligence, reasoning, ingenuity that is far beyond than even the flowers? Why was I born? Among the time that I've lived on this planet, I have discovered that the greatest tragedy in life is not death. If I were to ask you a question, what is the greatest tragedy in life? What is the worst thing that you couldn't ever wish to happen in your life? Most of you would give me an answer. It is death. But to me, it is absolutely no. It is absolutely no. The greatest tragedy in life is not death, but the greatest tragedy in life is life without purpose. It is dangerous to be in life and breathe oxygen and never know as to why you breathe that oxygen. It is dangerous to have life and never know the reason behind that life. Because ultimately, because you don't know the reason as to why you have that life, it will always lead to self-devaluation. If you knew the reason as to why you have that life, you might not be where you are right now. It is good to be dead without life than to have life without meaning. A dead person in the casket, in the graveyards, can be equal to a person who has life without knowing the reason as to why he or she has that life. It is dangerous to be in life and breathe oxygen, go each and every day, work, get clothes, each and everything, and never know the reason as to why you have life. If we are to answer this question, why were I born? What is my purpose? We have to, first of all, understand and have a point of origin from where we came. You cannot define this question if you don't have a point of origin from where you came from. Because it is only from where you came from that you can be able to describe and define the purpose for your life. To define the purpose for your life, you must have a point of origin from where you make a reference to understand the intention as to why the manufacturer and the creator intended to make you exist on this planet. In order to understand it, you have to make a reference to the creator. Without a creator, life has no meaning. Life is left at the mercy of the changes of the world. Life has no direction than to go each and every day into slavery, working to obtain food, clothes, water, and housing. I believe that human dignity in all its capacity and intelligence is above pursuing clothing, housing, food, and water. I believe that each and every human being was created on this planet for a specific reason, for a specific purpose. And to define that purpose, you must have a point of origin, or you must have an encounter with a manufacturer who created you. It is very absurd that on this planet, no matter how we fly jets far in the air, no matter how big we've built huge trains, no matter how far we've gone in towards scientific advancement, we have failed to understand where we came from. And if we don't understand where we came from, we cannot be able to understand as to why we have life. We've tried we've tried to relate ourselves to animals. We've tried by the theory of evolution. We've tried to invent certain things. We've tried to do each and everything. But all of this cannot be able to define our lives. Because if we came from nowhere, from just the occurrence of forces that sparked the evolutionary theory, that led to emergence of certain creatures, of certain rocks that broke into certain plants that mutated and turned into certain animals with tails that mutated, continued to transform and turned into certain creatures, the animals, and then turned into human beings of today, we cannot be able to define the reason as to why we exist on this planet. Matter of fact, I believe that one of the problems we are having on this planet is because we don't have a point of origin, and it's because of this evolutionary theory that most of us have taken to be right, because we don't know from where we came. Ladies and gentlemen, I urge you to continue with me in the next few sessions where we're gonna see deeply and understand as we cultivate, as I take you through a process that is gonna encounter you with your creator, your manufacturer. And whatsoever you shall see, whatsoever the experience shall be, you will never be the same. I believe that you came on this planet for a reason. You are not here as an experiment. You did not emerge as a biological accident, but you are here for a reason. You are here to make a difference. You are not here just to pay bills. You are here to make a contribution to the betterment of humanity.